I'm Lisa S. Johnson with 108 Rockstar Guitars, and I'm watching GuitarShopTV.com. Check it.
Hey guys, Guitar Shop TV coming from the Cutting Room in New York City, and we are thrilled to be here tonight with Lisa Johnson. Lisa has published the ultimate guitar book. It's called 108 Rockstar Guitars. It is incredible photography. It's been a labor of love. Lisa, welcome to the show.
Hey, Brian. Thanks for having me on.
So, Lisa, for our audience around the world, just tell us a little bit about what inspired this incredible project, how long you've been working on it, and why 108 Rockstar Guitars.
All right. Well, it all started down in Memphis, Tennessee. I was working down there for the Eastman Kodak Company, and I started dating the guy, the guitar player at church. And my father told me I was never allowed to date musicians, so I called my dad up and I said, "Hey, Dad, I'm dating a musician, but he does own a vintage guitar store." That changed things up, and he said, "Oh, okay. Well, if he ever gets in a Gibson mandolin, let me know. I've always wanted one." 2 weeks later, he gets in a Gibson mandolin, 1917 mint condition, and I said, "I want to buy that for my dad. How much?" He's like, "You can't afford it, but if you photograph some guitars for me that I want that I want to sell, that I don't want to sell, that I have to sell, then I'll trade you." I'm like, "Done deal." So I photographed these guitars and fell in love with the imagery. And Kodak moved me to New York 6 months later, and I thought I may as well do something with this. Let me photograph Les Paul's guitar, see if I can go down to the Iridium room and get his guitar, and that happened.
So just taking a step back, I mean, you had trained professionally as a photographer. You studied photography in college. You worked at Kodak as a photographer, and yet you had this fascination for guitars and guitar music.
Well, I grew up around guitars and guitar music, so it was in me, And working for Eastman Kodak Company, I had to understand my films. So you shoot the films to understand them. So it gave me an interesting subject matter to test the films on that I was shooting. And so the book is actually quite interesting because not only is it historical in its own right for the documenting of the guitars, but the fact that I shot all of the last films Kodak Professional ever made for Kodak Professional in this book, and then it transitions into digital photography. So it's documenting the last film standing into digital.
When you look at the photographs, I mean, they are so, because there are lots of guitar books out there, but this one really is. It's kind of like the Bible. I mean, if you have to use that reverent term, it is the the photographs are so rich and lush, and the amount of detail that you've captured. I mean, how did you do that? I mean, just what was your inspiration?
Well, again, it goes back to the films because at first I didn't even take a light. I took high-speed films, T-Max P3200 black and white film, and a cool film that Kodak made for NASA called color infrared film. And they were super high speed. You could push them to the limit. And I got the shots backstage with no light. Then later on, I was like, I really need a light here. So I got a modeling light, and it's a warm light. It's very unobtrusive. I was able to get in a very small area and get the shot. So I shoot macro photography as well. So the lighting really draws you in. I mean, that's what I really want because I'm showing not a mugshot of the guitar. I'm showing the wear and tear details of the guitar that personify the artists, and it really shows the soul of the guitar. So the warm lighting definitely brings that out.
Now, let's talk about the project itself, because you had this idea to photograph iconic instruments, but also the instruments from iconic players. How did you approach the artists? What kind of resistance did you get when you told people about the project initially?
Well, I started photographing guitars with Les Paul, and that carried a lot of weight actually when I subsequently called other people and said, "Hey, I am testing films, but I want to shoot an interesting subject, and it would be eventually for magazines and book publication." And Les Paul allowed me to photograph his guitar. I would like to photograph the guitar of Jeff Beck or, Ace Frehley. Just a couple of the first guitars that I ever photographed. Ace Frehley was one of the first, and Peter Frampton and Ben Harper. And I'm truly indebted to those guys for giving me a chance, and Les Paul, really, truly, for seeing the art in the project and saying yes.
It's interesting that you mentioned Peter Frampton and Ace Frehley because and Les Paul in the same sentence because, you know, Ace and Peter Frampton both played that triple pickup, the signature Les Paul. In fact, I think they're probably two of the more famous artists to use the triple pickup Les Paul, and you've captured it beautifully in the book.
Well, thank you. I mean, it is unique, and you know, speaking of Frampton's guitar, it's very cool that he got his guitar back. And Peter, if you hear this, yo, I need to photograph that guitar, man. I need that guitar for Volume 2.
Peter, if you hear this, Humble Pie was incredible, but you're even better on your own. Incredible. So now, there had to be 108 different artists. There had to be ranging from Johnny Winter to Keith Richards to Eric Clapton. There had to be some funny stories. Can you share a couple with us?
Oh, let's see. You know, I'm pretty serious in my work, and when I show up, it's pretty intense because I generally only have about an hour, so there really aren't that many comical moments.
Or memorable. Let's say memorable.
You know, memorable. Oh my gosh, opening up Jimmy Page's double neck guitar case was pretty memorable, and just the energy that I felt coming off of that guitar. And you know, everyone that worked in the office at one point or another came down into that studio to have a look at that guitar. It's just such an iconic, historical, beautiful guitar that one of the greatest ever solos has been played on, and so it was truly an honor to get to photograph that guitar. Beautiful moment. Yeah.
That guitar is arguably one of the most famous electric guitars in the history of the instrument.
Well, yeah, and I think that Jimmy playing that guitar inspired a lot of other rock stars to buy that guitar and play it. Because it's such a cool looking guitar. You know, whenever they pull out the double neck, everyone's like, ooh, okay, it's going to go down now.
It's funny. Now, you know, this was a 16, 17-year project?
Yes, 17 years. I started in 1996 in Memphis, just experimenting with photographing guitars. And then I moved to New York in 97 and beelined it right away when I got here for the Iridium Room to see if I might be able to photograph Les's guitar. And I have not stopped photographing guitars since. And the last guitar I shot for this book was Bruce Springsteen, and that was in 2012. And I'm still shooting. You know, I just finished doing a few shoots recently, actually. Dick Wagner's guitar from Alice Cooper is going to be in the second volume. I'm very pleased about that.
So, Lisa, I mean, after all that time and effort, it's been a real labor of love, and so much passion and energy went into it. What's it feel like tonight? The you know, the culmination of all this time and energy and effort.
Well, it feels very exciting and very terrifying at the same time because, you know, just like putting out your first song, it's putting your soul on the line and saying, here's my life work, something that's been important to me, and I'm going to share it with you guys now, and I hope you love it and get something out of it that I did. I mean, it's my gift to the world, so it's putting your soul on the line. So it's a little terrifying, but
well, it's very, very exciting, and for all our viewers all around the world, you must check this book out. It's really a work of art, and please tell our viewers how they can order it online.
Well, sure. Go to my website. Actually, is Rockin' website. If you just want to go have some fun, go check out my website. It's 108rockstarguitars.com, and on the site there's a merch tab, and just go there and you can buy the book for a limited time only. Actually, till December 1st, I'm signing books and mailing them out. You can also get the book on Amazon.com, and retail booksellers everywhere are going to be having this book starting today, October 8th. So just go to the bookstore and ask for it, or go to my website, 108rockstarguitars.com.
So it's the number 108, rockstarguitars.com. It is an incredible Christmas gift, incredible gift for anyone who plays.
I forgot to tell you why.
And that was, you stole my thunder. That was my wrap-up question. Why 108?
Okay, well, 108, you can actually do a Wikipedia on 108, and there's a whole wiki on it. It's a very significant number in Buddhism and Hindi philosophy, and I study Hindi philosophy as a yoga teacher and yogi, and The number 108 in numerology. If you total it, equals 9, and within the 9, which 9 in numerology symbolizes endings and beginnings, transformation. And I wanted there to be a cosmic element to the book. Everyone does the 100 greatest, 101 greatest, and as a yogi, I wanted to share this message of what 108, because 108 is a part of all of us. And within the 9, though, are the 3 trinities. 3 plus 2 is 3. There's 3 threes. So body, mind, soul, Father, Son, Holy Spirit, and the Hindi Trinity, Brahma, the creator, Vishnu, the sustainer, and Shiva, the destroyer and transformer. So it's pretty deep, and it is explained in the book. So I think that it would draw people to ask the question and get a cosmic message and be attracted to the book because of that.
Very powerful, very exciting. Lisa, best of luck. You won't need it. It's a work of art. 108rockstarguitars.com. Check it out. Lisa Johnson, thanks so much for being with us on Guitar Shop TV.